Russian President Vladimir Putin has doubled down on his hardline demands to end the Ukraine war, repeating that Kyiv must withdraw its forces from the Donbas or face a full Russian military takeover. His remarks come at a critical moment, as Ukrainian, European, and U.S. officials engage in back-to-back peace talks stretching from Moscow to Brussels and now Florida.
Either we liberate these territories by force, or Ukrainian troops leave these territories and stop fighting there.
The latest round of diplomacy began on December 2nd, when U.S. envoys Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner held a 5-hour meeting with Putin and top Kremlin officials. The discussion focused on a revised American peace plan after the original proposal drew backlash for favoring Moscow. The Kremlin later described the meeting as constructive, but said no compromise had been reached.
The American partners have confirmed their readiness to take into account our considerations and our key proposals, but no compromise has been found. The work will continue.
President Donald Trump, whose envoys led the negotiations, signaled cautious optimism, saying his team believes Putin may be open to ending the conflict.
On Ukraine, Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner were there last night with Vladimir Putin. Can you give us an update about those talks? It sounds from what the Kremlin is saying that they're not going to compromise. Can you tell us what you've...
I don't know what the Kremlin is doing. I can tell you that they had a reasonably good meeting with President Putin. We're going to find out. It's a war that should have never been started. It's a war, if I were president, we had a rigged election. If I were president, that war would have never happened. It's a terrible thing. But I thought they had a very good meeting yesterday with President Putin. We'll see what happens.
When you spoke with Mr. Witkoff and with Mr. Kushner last night, did they give you the sense that President Putin still wants to end the war, still wants to make peace?
He would like to end the war. That was their impression. Now, whether or not, that was their impression. You know, their impression was that he would like to see the war ended.
Ukraine, however, is pushing back against any pressure to concede territory. On December 4th, Ukrainian negotiators met European national security advisors in Brussels before flying to Florida for further talks with the U.S. delegation.
Ukraine is prepared for any possible developments, and we will work constructively to ensure peace. But it must be a dignified peace.
Meanwhile, European leaders privately warned that Washington could push Kyiv toward territorial concessions without firm security guarantees. As the diplomatic maneuvering intensifies, Russia continues to claim battlefield gains across eastern Ukraine, pounding cities and energy grids as winter deepens, exacerbating civilian suffering.